Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to run you through a common fault that I've come across on a Mercedes Arocs lorry. Now, basically you get in it, you press the start button and either it just clicks the starter or it winds over really slowly but won't start. Now you do find this gets a little bit intermittent, so sometimes it'll do it, sometimes it'll start, and I've even been told that the earth itself can actually spark or smoke, so something to keep an eye out for. But it's something I come across, it's really easy to fix, so I thought I'd do a little video showing you through how to fix it. So yeah, let's take a look.
And if you get value from this video, hit the like button and subscribe to support this channel.
Right then, so here we have our Mercedes Arocs. Now this is a 69 plate that is actually under warranty, but I haven't got time to get them out, so I'm going to repair it myself. Now if you look behind the cab, at the back of the engine, so obviously just behind the first steer axle, we're going to look down towards the gearbox, and you'll basically see the power steering pump, which is just below the head. Now we're going to look through and see the gearbox, and then just in front of the gearbox there's the pump, and just underneath you'll see this stud sticking out with an earth bolted to it. Now there is a bracket as well which is underneath, which goes to another earth lead, and it's actually the bracket we've got a problem with that's not earth into the engine, so not giving it a good connection. So I've removed the nuts here, so I'll take the earth out the way and remove this other little earth that goes onto the bracket. There was a cable tie I cut off as well. And if I take the bracket out now, you can see on the back of the bracket, you can see all the black burning from where this has been arcing on the casing of the back of the gear, or back of the engine, sorry. So you can see all that black, all that pittedness, and that's where it's not getting a good connection and causing my electrical faults. So you can see that clear as day. Now on the back of the casing is the same. You can see it's all nice and burnt and pitted. You can see there with a bit of light it's a bit worse. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to clean this up and we're going to put it back together. It's actually quite a simple place to get to. Obviously on a tipper it's not too bad, but it might be a bit more difficult on a beaver tail or something else. And you can also see the threads. Now when I took the nut off, it was tight all the way off, where the actual threads have been kind of arcing as well, which is not good. So we're going to clean it up now. So I'm going to take a drill with a wire wheel. Now you can use emery tape, but this is just a lot faster. So I'm just going to give this stud and give the casing, mainly the casing, we're going to clean up where the actual bracket sits against. So I'm just going to get that in there and give it a buff. It was a bit awkward with the camera, sorry, so I'll just skip ahead. So there you can see that's all nice and polished. Now you can see I got a nice clean casing, and also the stud is all nice and clean as well. So I got in there real well and give it a good clean off. You want to get rid of any sort of rust, or well, not so much rust because it's aluminium casing. You want to just get rid of any sort of deposits or any build up there of corrosion. Now you can see I've cleaned the bracket. Now the bracket is a little bit pitted, but there's nothing wrong with that as long as it's clean metal. So I've given it a good clean with a wire wheel again, or sandpaper, whatever, and we'll put that back together. So we'll put the bracket back on, and then we'll get the earth lead. Now I'm going to clean the earth leads as well. All of this needs to be cleaned. Every surface that touches each other on earth side has to be nice and clean. So you can see the face of this terminal is a bit corroded. So I'm going to take the wire wheel again or a bit of sandpaper and give that a clean, and then put it back on. So once all that's clean, and then I'm going to take my other earth, which I've cleaned up as well, and I'm going to put that back on. And they're back in place. just put the nuts on. Now also the nuts as well. Now obviously your nuts are what creates your connection onto the earth lead, so you want to make sure your nuts are clean as well as everything else. A lot of people tend to forget about the nuts, but your actual nuts mating surface is what actually clamps all this in place, and you want it all to have a nice good connection. So I cleaned that up and put that on, and that's the nuts back on and all back together. Now the last thing I'm going to do is, I don't want this to corrode again, so I'm going to take some battery pull protector. Now you can use white grease or some sort of grease, but this battery terminal protector is just brilliant stuff. It's like a wax, and it kind of dries on there and just keeps it all nice and lubricated and stops the water getting into it. So I'm going to coat it in that, and away to go. So that's it, guys. A real simple one. Like I say, you could leave it up to the dealer, but I got to be honest with you, I don't think they do a proper job in my opinion. So yeah, go and crack on and do it yourselves. Thanks for watching.
And if you get value from this video, hit the like button and subscribe to support this channel.